this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening in the podcast. Today is Saturday, May 24th, 2025. I needed to come here and speak about this situation that happened yesterday in New York City. This is extremely terrifying. You never know what's going on next door, but before I continue and tell you what happened, I want to say thank you to everybody who's listening using Spotify podcast. Don't forget to follow me there, rate the podcast, the same thing with Apple Podcasts, and of course thank you so much to everybody who's watching right now on YouTube. Okay, so it's some two brothers, excuse me, I don't even know how to start. Two brothers are right now being charged allegedly, I guess, for torturing a Italian businessman with a chainsaw for 3 weeks in the Soho apartment. Okay, because they wanted to obtain the cryptocurrency password from that person. This is crazy, you guys. Like, you really don't know what's going on next door. And I feel like a lot of these kidnappings and robberies and things like this, we're gonna see an increase in them. I'm not saying this to bring fear to anybody, but I feel like, you know, the other day there was something in the news, I think beginning in May also, it was something about in Paris that the video is terrifying, like the attempted kidnap of the mom and the daughter, which are, they're like their dad is a big person in cryptocurrency. And I was like, that is so terrifying, right? Because now they're going after the family, right? That's how clever, I guess, they're getting, right? You know, you hear about these kidnappings happening years ago. You will hear about them, and you're like, you hear, you know, to be honest, I heard most of them happening in like Mexico. They will demand money from the family, right? But now it's happening here in the US. I mean, look what I'm gonna share with you guys. And then that all the terrifying video that came out of Paris beginning in May. So yeah, it's very crazy, you guys. You really don't know what's happening next door. So it says here, crypto investor allegedly tortured captive Italian businessman with a chainsaw for weeks in a Lutz, New York City apartment. So they're saying, you know, I gotta give you trigger warning because I don't know how much details this has, but let me just tell you, a cryptocurrency investor from Kentucky is suspected of torturing an Italian businessman. Weeks-long extortion attempted to gain the password for his account at a Ridgefield Manhattan apartment before the captive made a daring escape. And thanks be to God for that, okay? This man was being held captive and tortured. I mean, the police are saying it's terrifying, everything that this man went through. And to the point that they had him tangled over the staircase of this Soho apartment just so that he can provide the password for his cryptocurrency you know, login. I guess I really, you know, to be honest, I really don't know all this thing about crypto and how does it work. I mean, I know the basics, but I don't know what happened to it. Like a couple years ago, I thought that was, you know, that was like the soul of, meaning like it was no longer going to have any value. And now we're seeing people being kidnapped for it. So something must have changed there. Cops rushed let me tell you who it was, right? The person, one of the brothers, his name is John Waltz, WOELTC, 37 years old, was arrested after the bloody and bruised businessman, a 28-year-old man from Italy, broke out of the Soho House of Horrors Friday morning, ran to the police officer and said that he has been held a prisoner for more than 2 weeks. Cops rushed to the apartment where John was allegedly renting for roughly $30,000 a month. Okay, and discovered multiple Polaroid photos showing the businessman being tied up with an electrical wire and tortured, including one of him bound to a chair with the gun pointed at his head. Since being taken captive, the businessman had been bound with an electric cord, tased while his feet were put in water, pistol whipped, forced to take cocaine, and threatened, to have his limbs cut out, and also threatened to have his body parts cut out. Okay, so this is so terrifying, you guys. I wonder, like, no neighbor heard anything? I mean, I understand, like, $30,000 apartment rental, $30,000 a month apartment rental in New York City. I'm sure it has great soundproofing, right? But nobody heard nothing, like nobody suspected anything. This is crazy. The nightmare erupted from a dispute over cryptocurrency in which the suspect allegedly tried to extort millions of dollars from the man by unleashing a event of horrific tortures. The man was rushed to Bellevue Hospital for treatment, while cops arrested John, who is expected to face assault charges. And he was charged this Friday, right? Yesterday, with 2 counts of second-degree assault, first-degree kidnapping, and first-degree unlawful imprisonment and criminal possession of a weapon. The second person, right? I told you it was 2 brothers. The second person, 24-year-old Beatrice Fulci of Manhattan, was also arrested and charged with first-degree kidnapping and first-degree unlawful imprisonment. Also, I guess it's a female, they got her too. So two other people believed to be employed by Waltz, who is a crypto entrepreneur and investor, were willing to be interviewed by police. Their ordeal began on May 6 when the businessman arrived in New York City from Italy and went to meet him, with whom he apparently had a past business dealing, according to sources. But when the man went to the apartment, the crypto big shot snatched his passport and tied him up, sources said. The man suffered days of torture, and they were taking photos of him, right? Like, this is what I'm telling you guys. In this year and last year too, what's gonna happen is people who probably, people who do evil things and in the past they were able to get out of it easily, they're gonna mess up so bad. It's crazy because God is exposing everything. These people, idiots, taking photos of their torture, now they provided all this evidence, right? They can probably say, no, we were not doing anything. Like, we have photographs of the torture that you took. Who took the Polaroids? Why were you taking Polaroids? Now they created their own evidence, right? Which is amazing to see. It's horrible what this man went through, but this criminal provided their own evidence, okay? And police found photos scattered throughout the blood-soaked chamber, along with several implements of terror, broken glass, night vision goggles, and bulletproof vests and a gun in plain sight. The man had a wound on his arm that had been believed to be cut from a chainsaw. Oh my goodness. That guy suffered so much. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? Traveling over here with a lie and then meeting up with the person who promised you all these things, probably this business meeting, and then you're gonna get tied up, tortured, and kidnapped for 3 weeks. That's crazy. It's such a miracle that he was able to get out alive. And he was able to escape. Escape and walk right to a policeman. That's amazing, you guys. The victim, who also had an Apple AirTag put around his neck in case he tried to escape, according to the sources. So basically, he was just gonna be held there until like he gave out his passport so that they can still lock his money. He eventually did make a successful attempt to flee because he believed Friday was the day he will be killed. One of the neighbors spoke, said that she lives across the street from the building, and he just saw the guy being arrested. Okay, that's the photo of him wearing a white robe. That was, I think his name was John. He was arrested yesterday. And she said, this is definitely the strangest thing I ever seen in my time here. Normally it's pretty quiet. I'm sure, I mean, you're paying $30,000 a month, you expect it to be quiet, but you know, at night time you will expect people to come back from work, from school, whatever, right? And nobody heard anything. But thanks be to God, this man got out alive. That's just such a miracle right there. A jewelry vendor who wanted to be unnamed said he got a weird vibe from the guys, and they recently moved in. I know, she said, there was something weird with them. I just assumed they were doing others. I'm not gonna read what they were assuming. I'm trying to be so selective here what I share, obviously, because not everything needs to be known, especially in something like this that involves torture, and it's such a new case, I guess you can say. So it's just, you know, it's very sad. Like I told you guys, it's such a miracle that this man was able to get out alive, you know. And wow, that's crazy. You really, you know, these are the times that we're living in right now. Your life can change at any moment. And now, you know, besides everything else that we have to deal with, right? All these scams, right, on the internet, all these phone calls that people get now these days, the fake emails from the bank, right? You know how many, like, the fake emails from like all of your social media trying to get you to click on a fake link. We have to be so careful. And now, like, this what happened to this man is excuse me, such a lie. Like, he was betrayed with the promise, you know, he was brought up to the country, come probably to this business meeting, all of that, to end up like this, being tortured for 3 weeks. That's crazy. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for coming to my channel. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Have a good day, everybody. God bless. This is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day, everybody. God bless.